On this episode of the Tunepact Podcast, we're talking with Megan J about life as a solo artist.
Hi, I'm Megan J, and I hope you stay tuned to see it.
Welcome to the Tunepact Podcast. I'm your host, the punk rock pop Lee Pierce. And today we're lucky enough to have as a guest Megan J. Megan, thanks for coming on. Can you take a minute and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Megan J. I am an indie folk artist from Southeast Wisconsin. I blend a lot of different, genres of music into the indie folk sphere. So I have a little bit of, you know, jazz sometimes that I'm inspired by, a little bit of folk punk, a little bit of everything, really, a little Americana sometimes. So it all falls under sort of that folk singer-songwriter umbrella, and I'm super excited to be here today.
Yeah, and we met at Evansville Underground Music. It's a great scene there in Evansville, Wisconsin. Put on
Yes.
by Joe, props.
Yes.
And
Mad
I got
props.
to meet you and see you at Danny Attack show. And
Yeah.
I used to do, see, I study everything. I'm the nerd. I come in prepared, but when it comes to live stuff, I usually try to not, like, I don't want to know about the opening bands. I want to be surprised. I don't
Me
want to
too.
preset, especially because live, especially at a smaller venue like that, I know it's going to be acoustic. It's smaller. It's one person. So maybe you've
Hmm.
got backup musicians, or you're plugged in for your recording. It's going to sound completely different.
Yeah.
So that was so fun getting to come in, know nothing about you. I knew it was going to be awesome because you're opening with Danny and you're on at the EUM show. So I knew it was going to be good. I was so blown away. You had such a powerful voice, and your songs and the subject matter of your songs. I was not expecting some really cool dark folk that sounded so beautiful but ominous at the same time. It was a real breath of fresh air. I don't get surprised by artists, especially small ones that are in my area and I didn't even know they existed. So thank you. That was a great day
Thank you
coming
so
across you like
much.
that.
That is so nice. I always I love it that my music connects with people, and maybe I don't mean to be self-depreciating, but it is surprising when people are like, wow, I was blown away. I don't know, I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Not that I think I'm bad, but at the same time it's it is just the coolest feeling. It's hard to describe, where it's you write something and it connects so heavily with somebody else, or they just appreciate it, even if they don't connect necessarily with it, that they appreciate it so much that they say something to you. That means the world. So thank you so much.
Well, and we're from Southern Wisconsin, and in Southern Wisconsin, there's a lot of singer-songwriter, solo, just artists and
Yeah.
their guitar. I mean, that's every bar from
Yes.
March until October in Wisconsin, especially
Hmm.
any Sundays outside beer garden.
Yep.
And a lot of it's the same. It's more popular country type singer-songwriter. It's a lot of covers. And so seeing you come in, I was so surprised. Not to like stereotype, but I was like, another singer-songwriter from Southern Wisconsin. And I was like, no, it
Oh,
is
yeah.
not another singer-songwriter from Southern Wisconsin. You're way so much more than that. But
Thank
not to,
you.
I couldn't do what they do either. So I'm not
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I
same.
not a chance in hell.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different beast, right? Although I may not do that, and I appreciate being able to surprise people and stuff, what they do is difficult. You could not catch me dead playing for 3 hours. I'm not even kidding. Remembering
Oh,
all those covers, that's so impressive. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for people like that too.
yeah, well, and that's a big thing, especially in Midwest, especially Wisconsin too. A
Hmm.
lot of crowds don't want to see new music. They
That
don't want
is
to see.
very
They want to
true.
see covers.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what if issues have you had with that? Especially being someone that does originals and you'll throw a cover in there in a while
Yeah.
for booking and stuff like that.
So for that, I just make it a point to play at local small places that I know for a fact will book artists who play their own music. I sort of avoid, and it's not to say that I've never done farmers market is a good example. I've done farmers markets. I did a little bar restaurant show once. It's not to say that I'll never do them, but it's sort of the opposite. Whereas you would play a lot of covers and maybe a few originals. I it to me, I just kind of make sure to not go toward the restaurant or farmers market area. Not to say that I won't play farmers markets and stuff. Well, farmers markets are unique because you can do a good amount of both. So I'll definitely play farmers markets. But if I want to play at a bar, I do make sure to ask, like, hey, I do mostly originals. Is that okay? Do you want more covers? If you want more covers, then maybe this might not be the gig for me, especially playing for so many hours. So I do try to kind of take a step back and not book those types of shows because I know as a singer-songwriter, you can have me for about an hour before I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, an hour is great. I can do a little more than an hour for sure, but it does get hard, I think, to play just by yourself with like no, not a ton of instrumental breaks, things like that. You're just singing and playing. Those types of shows are difficult for me personally. Um, so when I book, I make sure to look at, okay, is this a place that I know somebody who knows somebody who booked here that kind of does what I do? Or is it a place that I just know personally in my hometown that I used to see bands at or continue to see, I still see live music all the time. So continue to, see shows at, things like that.
Well, and being in more of the singer-songwriter vibes, just an artist with a guitar, have you had any issues with booking as a supporting act for anyone that comes through, or have you had good luck with people like Danny Attack that happen to come through and you're like, oh, I vibe with them? Because a lot of it, you don't see a lot of singer-songwriters doing any type of touring very often, especially small ones where they're booking,
Yeah.
like with Danny and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
what issues have you had with that? Because I mean, support acts is such a great thing. It's so fun because you're usually it's a crowd that doesn't know you,
Yes.
but
I
you're in
love
the
it.
same wavelength and same vibe as the headliners, so you wouldn't have been asked. So you've got a huge opportunity to pick up a lot of new fans. Obviously, I'm perfect example. Pick up
Yeah.
new fans really quick. So what have you done to try to be able to find, those artists that are going to be coming through?
I mean, it has been difficult. Mostly I connect with the booker first. Um, I get nervous to reach out to people directly, and I actually had seen Danny Attack 2 times. One of them I can't remember exactly where, and I'm sorry, I have, like, paint on my hands, but, um, one of them the first time I saw Danny Attack, he played with my partner in South Dakota at this little festival, and I really liked his music. And I had been in contact with Joe at EUM because of this sort of awesome group of friends that I have, um, who are also musicians. A lot of them are solo musicians, and they know Joe and they recommended me, and Joe and I got in contact. And so Joe and I had been trying to figure out a date that would work really well for my type of music. And Danny Attack came through and he was like, do you want to be on this? And I was like, heck yeah, I do. Like Danny Attack. Yeah, of course I want to play with Danny Attack. So it was really exciting. And gosh, I wish I could remember the second location that I saw Danny Attack at, but I just can't remember it right now. But I was really excited to be asked for that. And, some issues that I've had with booking, a lot of the time I don't get responses. And it is what it is. Your followers really matter on social media these days. Your Spotify followers, your monthly listeners, all of that matters these days. Um, and that can make it a little difficult to book, I think, because um, I'm not a content creator. I'm a musician. And with being a musician and having to create content, it can be kind of difficult to remember to do it, honestly. And I know this kind of goes off like something that we were talking about, but it can be difficult to remember and difficult for me to really want to do it because I don't want to be a content creator. I want to make music. And that's kind of on social media, how you get followers. So I've sort of decided that if I'm not going to be too good at creating content, which I'm just not, I really tried, and I do okay. the best way for me to get a following is going to be for me to go out and actually play shows. And that makes it take a little longer, I think, for you to get the numbers where they're like, okay, maybe we want to talk to you. Um, a lot of times I don't get a response, but the times that I do get a response, it's been great. And people that give me a chance and they've been wonderful. And, sometimes they're like, not right now, but I might have something in the future for you. I just had a response from somebody where they were like, I don't think that they're looking for a local opener for this show, but thank you for letting us, be aware of you and maybe we'll reach out to you. So that's pretty cool. That's just what I got to do. I just shoot my shot. I've been denied or not responded to from dozens of festivals and venues, but it's worth a try.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I've set up so many events and a music festival. Me and my wife set one up. It was a charity event. We had 12
Cool.
bands play. It was so I mean, trying to book is oh, then I work for a record label also, other than Tunepact.
Oh, yeah.
Trying
Oh,
to book is such a nightmare.
yeah. It's
I
tough.
okay, and any booking agents for any venues, I want you on my show. Get a hold of us. I have questions because it's impossible. You can't cold call anybody anymore. No one answers emails, especially booking for some reason when you try to find info at whatever.com or booking at whatever.com. And it's not like you can call the venue. Booking agent's never going to be at the venue, and it ain't like you can call at noon. They're probably only open from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. on
Yeah.
days of events for some of them. It's impossible, and it's so hard. You almost have to wait until they come looking for you. It's so hard to do. So, yes,
Or if
booking
you know
agents,
somebody
please.
who knows them,
Yes,
that's really
you have.
important.
Yeah, it's really hard to do. And like you said, a good way to try to work around that, because yeah, no one will get back to you
Yep.
anymore is find someone else that's played there.
Yep.
And that's a good well, and same way with you're talking about, how you got the one with Danny Attack. You knew
Yeah.
of Joe and you knew of EUM, but you knew of Danny and you're a fan first. Start making those connections on social media, especially for singer-songwriters that are just doing the solo thing. I
Yeah.
mean, all the work is on you. You can't have your drummer call the venues. You can't have your
Nope.
guitar player look up support. You are the drummer, the guitar player, and everything.
Yes.
So, yeah, using social media and making those connections, even becoming well, I have very few colleagues, everyone becomes a friend. Because as
Yeah.
soon as I reach out, that's how I made all why I'm at where I am now is networking, cold calling people. That's how I've been able to put on events and done what I've done is just you make those connections. So you see someone like, oh, I like what they're doing, I like their music. It ain't too hard to become a friend with someone
Yeah.
anymore and start following them, asking them questions, and then maybe you want to play. Maybe there's a show in Madison you want to play. You can find someone
Yeah.
from another state that can headline it, and you can play the um support act. You can
Yeah.
book it. I mean, there's easy. I mean, there are. It's not easy. Nothing's easy, but
No,
there are
but
ways around it. Book yourself those dream gigs. Make it happen yourself. Like I'd love to open for so and so at this venue because I could never play this venue by myself. They wouldn't bring me
yeah,
on.
like
Well,
my
then find someone
800
to
followers or whatever, like
I mean, you could probably pack it, but they're not gonna risk it, you know?
yeah,
So,
and
but
I've
yeah,
made so
find
many connections just by people messaging me and being like, "Hey, you wanna listen to my music?" I'm like, "Sure." I just, like, became friends with, like 2 or 3 bands from Canada. I'm like, "We're gonna do something. I'm gonna come to Canada because I got my passport and I'm ready." So
well, exactly, and that's the thing is you set in different areas,
Yeah.
um, every community has its own Facebook groups. Every area, even in Wisconsin, there's Rock County music groups, there's Dane County music
Oh,
groups,
yeah.
and
I'm
find
in,
that,
like,
especially if you
3
wanna.
just for Kenosha, like
Yeah, it's
yeah.
ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous, it's awesome. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, especially when you wanna go share content and try to get people to your shows or you're trying to book them and look and talk to these bands like, "Hey, I can't get a hold of so and so. I'm trying to reach reach this venue." Someone in that group might know and be like, "Oh, that's my cousin. Here's their phone number." I
Yeah.
mean, that's
Gosh,
how
that's so
things
true.
happen. So, yeah, it's reaching out and looking and trying to find because I couldn't imagine doing it as a solo artist. Like, that's just not easy.
It's not. Um, Most of the time, I go from recommendations of other people. Like, "Hey, you should play here," or "I played here and" or like, "This person played here and I wanna play there." So I just ask them, "Hey, how do I get a show there?" Like, I just find that information out through the people that also do this as solo musicians, or not necessarily even solo musicians, maybe a band or something. But, there's a lot of people who know people, and they know people because somebody else introduced them, and that's just kind of how it goes. Um, so it's like, while social media is great, the most important thing for me is just getting to know other musicians and like playing with new people and getting to communicate with them. Like, I've brought people onto my shows that wanted to play shows. I know somebody who's like working on their original song set right now that I want to play a show with. Um, that kind of stuff. I'm like, we all bring each other up. Nobody wins music, right?
Well,
Like,
exactly, and some people treat it that way, and I hate to
oh, I
see it
know.
because you can't like, I mean, was it someone recently on the show had said that. They're like, "You know what? You can't step on people on the way up because eventually you're gonna see them on the way down."
Oh, heck
'Cause
yeah. I
everybody goes
love
up and down.
that.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember who said it, I wish I could, whoever it is, I give you full credit, it was not me.
That's a
But
great
yeah, it's
saying, though.
it
I
it
love
is
that.
because, I mean, like you said, follow what those people do and, well, go out and support the other artists
Yeah.
as well. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
expect them to come to your show if you're not gonna go to their show.
Right.
If you wanna play at a venue and it's a local one, go start being a guest there, being a guest at their venue and seeing and going to their shows, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, now I've known you for a month, we've been talking, I've been to 3
Yeah.
shows here, I'm also an artist." Make sure you have as much to offer them as they do you. Make
Yeah.
sure that it's gotta go both ways. No one's gonna wanna just do favors for other people. So when you're a solo artist, it's even more important because there's no separation of, there's not M Megan is Megan. It's not
Yeah.
there's not a band name. There's
Yeah.
not so you are your persona, so you have to be
Right.
more careful
Yeah.
but then you still have so you have to be professional at all the time, especially if you're the ones doing the booking and
Yeah.
because it's not just the production and writing the songs and performing them, it's all of it. Where
Yes.
people will be like, "Oh yeah, that artist, they're an asshole, but at least I don't have to work with them. They get on stage, I deal with the management."
Right. Yeah. No, you
So
gotta
you
deal with
there's no
me.
get yeah, there's no getting away with that. You've gotta be able to be professional in every aspect of the
Yeah.
industry, and that's gotta just be a nightmare.
It's
That
tough.
can't be fun.
It's tough. And honestly, sometimes, like, and I'm not like, I can't, I hope that I've never been the problem, right? Like, I hope to God I've never been the problem. I don't think I have, but I will say there is a unique part to that being like a female musician. Like, I get talked down to. I had someone try to explain how artists get paid to me once, and I was like, I know. Not only, I haven't been playing shows very long, but my father was a musician, for, like, my whole life, and beyond my father being a musician, I have tons of friends who are musicians. I've been adjacent to the music scene, the local music scene for eons. I mean, I used to go to Swing State, I don't know if you know what that is, but it was like a tiny little music it was awesome, a little all ages music venue in, I wanna say Lake Villa technically, but in Illinois. Um, I can't remember the exact address, it might be Grays Lake, but that area, whatever. Um, and it's, every venue pays a little differently, but it's all basically the same, you know? You get a cut of this. Especially if you're playing like smaller venues, if you don't have a guarantee, you usually get a cut of the till or you get a cut of the door. Um, and yeah, so that was kind of like a situation that I had to be like, mhm. Yep. Um, there's been times where people have tried to like kind of they ask me about my music and they get a condescending to me because they're like, "Oh, another girl with a guitar." Like, I don't I mean, yeah. Yeah, another girl with a guitar. It's awesome. So, you should actually maybe come out and see a show before judging, but, um, I think any of the female solo musicians that I've seen in the local sphere, like, ever have been awesome. So I don't know, like, you're missing out. Yeah, another girl with a guitar. You should be there.
Well, exactly, and first off, I'm sorry you have to go through that. I
Oh,
don't if
yeah.
that means
That's
anything, but I
life,
just that
man.
sucks.
It
That's
does
absolute
suck.
bullshit.
It
It
shouldn't
sucks.
happen, but it
It
does.
shouldn't, and with both the best is by their own admission, then you're gonna be better because it's that much harder for you to do it.
I would
So
hope.
that you know what? That's the way I look at it. I'm
Hopefully.
always I'm the eternal optimist. I gotta find something positive
Ooh, and
nowadays.
sometimes you
Otherwise,
gotta
why get out of bed?
like choke that anger down, and that can be tough. But I've gotten pretty good at it. Like that initial like, "Oh, you did not just say that." And then I'm like, "Okay." Like, we'll just use that in my music later. We'll just perform that and
Oh,
we'll
you're
channel
like,
that energy into my
thank
performance.
thank you. That's gonna be a hit song when I write about this. I
I
appreciate it.
That's a hard thing to write about. I've thought about it. I actually have like plenty of plenty of notes
That
about it, like just the experience of being a woman in this world, especially right now. But yeah, I got like tons of stuff written down. It's one day maybe it'll happen into a song, but wow, what a tough thing to write about, you know?
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But and like anyone that's just a girl with a guitar, I is missing out because your live show is awesome.
Thank you.
It's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
and the where I saw you
Thanks.
play, it was a small play. It was a small building. The acoustics are not great. There's metal folding chairs. Not, it's a fun vet, but it's like it's not great. You sounded incredible. And I'm
Thanks.
so glad I got to see you there. It was a perfect introduction to you. Definitely got to go out and see you again. That's for sure.
Thank you. I would love that. Yes, please.
So you said you do all your own booking and everything. Tell me about your overseas gig. How did you do this? How did you? Because this is like we were just talking. It's all you. You don't like doing social media. Period. We've established that. You're like, I don't
Yeah,
like
I
it. I
just wanna
suck at it.
post
I don't
about,
want to
like, my
do it.
animals and stuff, do you know what I mean?
But
Like,
and yeah, and still somehow you managed. Tell us. I don't want to get it wrong. Tell us.
I will be riding this high for the rest of my life, I think, maybe. I right place, right time, super, super lucky. Like, and that's what it is, right? A lot of people will be like, "Oh, you gotta hustle super hard," and, like, yeah, sometimes you do, and if you hustle really hard, the more likely you are to hit cool gigs like that, but sometimes you just get really lucky, right? So, um, it's and you have to be, like, practiced and talented, but, like, so it's, like, talent. I'd, like, made this thing up. It's, like, you know, talent plus right place plus right time. Like, luck. Just, not 100% luck, of course, but you gotta be good, but you gotta be good, you gotta be ready. So this is a big shout out to mine and my partner's friend, Courtney. Uh, Courtney, we love you so much. This is because of her. We got to go to Sweden because of her. I went with another local artist, Old Wolves. I will totally shout him out anytime. He's also my partner, but we were friends first. I discovered his music first, and then we became friends throughout the years of seeing each other at shows, and you know, so it goes. Now we're dating. And so basically, Courtney is dating this guy named Johnny. They're actually engaged now, so congrats to them. They're getting married next year. And we also love Johnny, so shout out to Johnny. They're just like the best. We're like spending Halloween with them. They're great people, honestly. We love being
Awesome.
around them.
Congrats from me too. I don't know who they are, but
Yeah. Woo woo. So Courtney and Johnny are dating at this point, and Johnny is talking to Courtney about like possibly featuring artists at this festival that he and his group of friends put on every year. It's a DIY festival of like 150 people about every year. And he was just kind of talking to Courtney about it. Courtney threw our names in the ring, and we love her for that. She's like, "Well, I have these two friends who are super good, and then you would have your solo female artist and an American performer, like, because I think they try to do one of each, and then the rest are like Scandinavian artists. I believe I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what they kind of try to do. And we they like played our music at this meeting. They are legit about it. They like play the music, they discuss amongst themselves whether or not they want these people on, like, so she threw our hat in the ring, gave our names to these people, and they chose us, which is just like a dream, honestly. Like getting a message being like, "Would you like to play Bootfest Sweden 2025?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get there, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Like, so yeah, that was all because of our friend Courtney and our friend Johnny.
First off, that's awesome. I think
Yeah.
that's so cool. I was so surprised when I first saw you post about that. I'm like, how did she? And then for one show, it's not like, oh, I'm doing
Yeah.
12 shows while I'm overseas. Like, nope, I'm just doing
No,
this
I mean,
coming
that would
back.
be cool, but like, we don't know how to do that yet. We're working on it. We're
Well,
learning.
first off, I let you finish, but I've got a rule on my show. Nobody talks about luck because I don't have people that are lucky on my show. I have people that are fucking talented and they deserve everything that they've earned because they worked for it. Because you said you were lucky. Now let's break it down. You said it was a friend of yours that you obviously are friends because you're a good person and a good
Oh,
friend.
thanks.
And she suggested you because you're a good person, a good friend, and a good musician, correct?
Yes, and also
Okay,
she's the
so
best. Get you
I don't
friends that gas you
I
up in rooms you're not in, let me tell you.
I I don't see
She's
luck
the best.
involved there at all, so I hate to
Okay.
call you a liar,
All right,
but
fine,
it was
fine, fine.
hard work and being a good person.
Yeah.
So don't be talking about lucky you are,
All right. Well, I'm
because
still going
you
to,
earned it. You
but
earned it. You're
thank you.
just saying.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I mean, yeah, it's not like they were like, yeah, I guess we'll have her on. Like they did choose me, so that is true. I did earn that.
Exactly.
But yeah.
All right. So when it comes to marketing and trying to put yourself out there, especially as a solo artist, what are some mistakes that either you've made or you've seen other people make that have kind of changed the way you market yourself? Like we talked about, like
Yeah.
you can't have that, separation of who you are and who you are on stage because
Yeah.
it's just you. So what's some things that you've seen people do or done yourself that helped you learn?
Yeah, there is for me just like a smidge of separation, like a very smidge. There's Megan J, right? And then there's me, Megan, right? So there's a very little bit of separation, but there is like a distinction, I think. Sometimes when I respond to things, and this is not necessarily, I mean, actually it is kind of a marketing thing. I um I am not like professional, so like how I would be at my daily job. I wouldn't be like that, but I am going to be a little more on the professional side versus being super casual. But I also have no problem being casual once I know somebody? So that's not really an issue. So there's like a tiny bit of separation, but like how I respond to comments might be a little more on the professional side. Just because that is public. People can see that. I'm gonna, maybe try my best to, I don't know, come across as professional, because that is technically a job. It's an awesome job, but technically it's a little bit of a job. So, um, there's that. I think that is, I don't know if that's good or bad. That's just kind of how I approach it. But I make mistakes marketing all the time. My main mistake is that I'm not consistent. And I know that you have to be consistent with posting. I've gotten better about it, but I just, like I've said before, I don't want to be a content creator. I um I also don't have money to hire somebody to do all that. And also I was like, well, even if I like hire somebody, I still have to like make videos of me. So that's like it's just this strange sort of situation where social media has made music easier and harder at the same time. Like more people will be able to reach your music, but bands or venues may not want to book you if you don't have a certain amount of followers. Like, it's just kind of tough. So, um, I make marketing mistakes all the time. I also know, and I've learned a lot. So I know that it's just implementing it that I have a hard time with, honestly. But I know that consistency is important. Short videos are like really big right now. Um, so I'll do those every once in a while. Sometimes I have like these silly little brain babies of videos that I can do and I'll do them. Um, but I have to be in the mood for it too. Like I gosh, what else? Oh, I'm very bad about this. Commenting on other people's stuff. I like to like just heart it and then move on with my day. Sometimes I'll say something, but um yeah, that's important too, which I am terrible about. Like, I make mistakes all the time. The biggest marketing win that I have is definitely I'm pretty good at promoting the shows that I'm going to be in. And I am good at marketing myself in person. So,
Well, that's see, so when because I've been doing helping my friends' bands for 30 years. That's why I'm
mhm.
doing what I'm doing now. But I've always been a marketing fan. My
Yeah,
goal was I was going to work. I wanted to work for a marketing firm. I always wanted to get into advertising. And when people found out I was finally going back, had a chance to go back to school to get my marketing degree, everybody said, I've told this story so many times. Some people are probably sick of hearing it, but everybody's saying, "I bet you go into the music industry." I said, "Absolutely not. I do not want to work with musicians when it comes to marketing because their
well, look
art
at you
is
now.
because exactly, because their art is so important to them. It's hard to
It
get them
is.
to it feels weird and even cheap to try to force them to sell that. And if
Yes.
musicians were good at marketing, they would be marketing. They wouldn't be musicians. And a lot
Yeah.
finding artists that want to be a guest on a podcast. Like you put them on stage and they're like a carnival barker, but you put them on a camera and a microphone and they don't know what to do.
I'm really
And
good
they
at
just
this because I work
shut
from home.
down. Yeah, and
That's
there
like
you
the only
go.
reason I'm good at this.
But it's artists are artists because a lot of the time because they don't have another way of getting out what they need to, and that's how it comes
Yeah.
out. So if they were good at marketing or putting themselves out there, they wouldn't be musicians in the
It's so
first place.
hard. Yeah. It is.
And
Mad
luckily
props
I
to
turned
people who do marketing, like mad
yeah, and it
props, because
turns out
it's
I'm
so
good
hard.
at it because I've worked with so
Mhm.
many musicians over the years, and it turns out I do like doing it because I'm able to help artists understand that it's just finishing the product. You're just delivering the product now.
Yeah.
You're already done, so trying to get to push past that, but I get why it's hard. I forget, like, because I the bands I work with on the label, I'll be like, "Well, you need to do this, just do this video, you do that," and they're like, "What do you mean, just do that?" And to me,
Yeah. Well, like,
it'd be like if you asked me, like, "Well, here's the guitar, play this song," I'd be like, "The fuck are you talking about? I don't do that.
yeah.
I can't do that." And you forget that it's a different skill set, and it's not easy for everybody. Like even jumping on and doing a 30-second video or something could be difficult. So it's forcing yourself to do that. Or a trick that I've learned that I tell people is, let's say you're setting up for a gig, like you just did loaded and you've got a few minutes. That's the best time because you're already trying to get yourself jacked up. You're trying to get ready for the show.
That's true.
Film that 30 seconds of you have your partner film that 30 seconds of you just carrying your stuff in the door. It's stuff you're already doing
I'm stealing
anyways. I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
you're
My
you're
stuff,
already
my
do
one thing.
yeah, or, especially it's different for women 'cause a guy can throw a hat on and shoot a video, it's not a big deal. Where a woman's gonna wanna do her makeup or make sure
Mhm.
because of bullshit expectations.
Yeah.
But, I
I
had a
do.
guest, it was,
It
Kirsty
depends.
Kraus, country singer, originally from Wisconsin,
Nice.
said she'll do that is when she has to go for a gig or something, she'll take an hour before she even leaves the house to film an hour for promos and videos to fill social media for the next 2 months. because
Wow.
she's got her hair and makeup done, she's already
Oh,
got
that's
her
smart.
outfit on, she's ready to go, and she just does it an hour earlier, and it's something I never thought about, like, that's just an awesome way of doing it, and I started doing that because 'cause I've gotta shoot promos for the podcast and stuff for the record
Yeah.
label, so I try to do that. I always just tell myself I gotta be ready an hour earlier than what I do, so I'm already set up and I can get my stuff done when I need to. I'm like, "Oh, that's right. I got an extra hour, now I can do this."
Yeah, that's super smart. I might steal that as well. That's a good idea. However, I've been known to post videos where I have no makeup and my hair is unwashed and crazy. 'Cause when the mood strikes, it strikes. Like sometimes I'm just like in the mood to play a song and my hair is like I said, unwashed and crazy and I have no makeup on and I don't care.
Well,
I
and
mean I
as a
mean,
market
not everybody some people do care, so, like and there's nothing wrong with caring about that at all, um, but I just if I have to get it out, I have to get it out, and that's just how it's always been.
well well, and as a marketing guy and someone that works for a label as well, and I work with artists, I know what the fans want, I know what people wanna see. That's what the fans wanna see, though. They don't wanna see, "Oh, look, they spent 3 hours getting ready, their lighting's perfect, and it looks like a movie set." They wanna see pictures of you sitting in your van talking about, like, "Okay, I'm getting ready to run in, I gotta do this real quick, just wanted to say hi." So, they feel like they're part of it because you're making them part of it, you're bringing them
Yeah.
in, and that's what fans connect with. They want that behind the curtains. They want the
Oh, yeah,
behind the
that's a good point.
scenes. They wanna see rig rundowns. They wanna hear about your songwriting, what you do to write a song, or what you do to keep yourself from writing a song, if you got ADHD. "Hey, here's the 12 things I'm doing instead of writing like I'm supposed to be. Here, hey, look at that. Hey, I got a new Funko Pop. I got" or whatever the case may
Well,
be. Like, that's what fans wanna see is they wanna see you not being an artist.
yeah,
They
yeah,
wanna see you
gosh, that's
being
so
a
true.
person, and
Yeah.
I wish people would, it's hard to get over that because for so long before social media was so readily available, the only time fans got to see artists was either in person or when they're all polished in what they're putting out there, whether
Yeah,
it's the um marketing for a new album or depending upon how big, if it's tour posters or what. So you're only
oh
getting
boy.
fed what you want to see, and music has changed so much because of that that it's everybody can make music in their basement now and do market and do everything with no help.
Mhm.
So you're having to
You
stand
can. You
out.
can do it. Just
Exactly.
that's
And it
just my message right there.
yeah,
You can
well,
do
and
it.
if
Anyway.
you
But
gotta
yes.
have fun doing it too.
Yes.
And that's the point is have fun with it. That's what people wanna see. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
sure,
is
there's some
true.
people that listen to emo because they wanna be sad, but for the most part, people
Me.
I'd say sometimes, but for a lot people want that connection, they wanna feel something,
Yeah.
but they also wanna know that that song that hits them so much that they tear up or they get goosebumps every time they hear it. And it could there's songs like there's artists who are foreign artists that I don't understand the lyrics, the timbre of their voice gives me
Oh,
goosebumps and
yeah.
tears every time I hear certain songs, but and so there's that side of it. Then if I'm able to see a picture of that artist mowing his lawn, I don't know why that just is so awesome. Like they're just like me,
Yeah.
and it gives fans that deep connection, and it's so fun too to know
Yeah.
like
That's true.
everybody's weird. Just put the
I
weird out there. The world needs more
I'm
weird.
very weird. I like I don't know. I mean, I'm probably not like the weirdest person in the world, but I'm very goofy. I have like videos where I'm being goofy, like plenty of them. Like there's one video where like the light hits me like just above my head and it looks like I have a bald cap on, so I just keep doing that. Like and I'm like, no hair. Like um I don't know. I that is true because I like seeing my artists be like the artists that I like being real people. And I think it's surprising sometimes for people to meet me and being like, "You're so happy." Because of the songs that I write.
Yeah,
And
I
I
could see
am, I'm
that.
deeply a very happy person, like, especially now, but I went through those things to get me here.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm the same. I'm annoyingly happy. I
same, like,
even I have a 7-year-old grandson that just looks at me, he's like, enough." I'm like, "I can't help it. I'm happy. I'm cheerful. What
yeah,
is that? How is
I
that a
have so
bad
much
thing?"
joy in my life.
and if you and you have to find the joy in your life because there's not a whole lot out there
Yeah.
anymore. So you
No.
just find like, I mean, I just had a work trip. I went to Ohio and got back, and I had just as much fun coming home and hanging out with my 19-year-old son because I hadn't seen him in a couple days.
That's
You
nice.
know, and you
Yeah.
gotta find your happiness
Yeah.
within
Yep.
is extremely important. Well, and especially as a
So
solo
important.
artist. So
Yes.
you're not stuck. Well, not stuck. I want to say that you don't have the extra stress of having to build those connections with the people around you because music is important. It's
Mm.
especially nowadays. Music is so
Yes.
important. We need an escape. We need a voice more than ever. So having to forge those connections with people and continue, friendships are exhausting. The
Yeah.
older you
I'm an
get, too.
introvert. I mean, I love my friends, but like it does take energy. It takes the energy from me. That's I guess how they kind of quantify whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. Like it takes work, it takes energy, and they can be exhausting and like in like a really good way, but
Oh
exhausting
yeah.
nonetheless?
Oh, absolutely. You should like I see I don't drink or anything, and like I'll go out and hang
I'm
out with
not much
people
of
and
a
the next day
drinker.
I'll
Yeah.
feel hungover. Like I
Oh yeah.
just like I just wiped out like
I
that
had
was too much peopling. I can't people like that
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah, I was in a wedding yesterday and it was awesome. It was great and it was like the perfect amount of time. But and then like just everybody that was involved in it were just like the kindest people. We had like I was in the wedding party and like the other bridesmaids were awesome and all the groomsmen were super awesome. Like just like the most awesome experience, I think. Everybody was relaxed and kind and it was just natural being around all of them. And then the families were great too. Um and even then today, I do feel, like, tired, like, I feel, like you said, hungover. I had not a drop of alcohol and, like, a single glass of wine on Friday? I'm like yeah, I was just, like, kinda sluggish and tired, and I don't have, like, the headache or anything, but, just, definitely, like, a little energy depleted is a good way to put
I
it.
need to look up and see if there's a band named Social Hangover because
That's a great band name.
I'm absolutely that's a band name right there, Social
Yes,
Hangover.
that's a great band name, and if somebody steals it, you better
every
tag
gig
Tunepact for
you
credit.
play like 2 songs and that's it. You play 2
I
songs and
love
you just
that. Yeah, that's your
fucking
shtick.
leave.
You're like, "All
It
right,
just that
that's
would be
enough."
great. I could do this. I got a
Yeah.
second career again. Oh, great.
After shows is a great example too, because, like, you talk to people after shows, you're on, right? You're on. And then when I'm done, I'm like, "I wanna go sit in my house and not talk to anybody
Oh, yeah,
for
I mean,
days."
see, the the most successful artists I've seen that I've watched from local up are the ones that spend more time between when their show ends to when they load and leave than they did on stage.
Yeah.
Because that's the time you're talking everybody's happy. Well, and if they're not happy, you get to find out why, what you
Ooh,
did wrong.
yeah. Oh,
There's
man.
your literal comment section. Get the fuck off social media, get off stage and
Yeah,
go
say it
down
to
and
my
talk to
face,
the
man.
crowd. And well, not only that, that's the best. I don't know how many times I've booked shows getting off stage and talking to someone like, "Oh, hey, my so and so owns a bar. So
Mhm.
and so's got this coming out. Would you?" It's so easy to. That's the best time to network because
Yeah.
everybody is well, they're probably half drunks. They're going to tell you more than you need
That's
to
true.
know. So it's good to find out, learn about people. And but that the venue's happy. Talk to the venues. Talk to the bartenders. Who
And people
wherever you're at.
a lot of people are, like, very receptive and kind, and so, like, after you're done playing, and if they didn't like it, they're probably not gonna come up probably. I don't know, that's not happened to me yet, thankfully. Maybe it'll happen, but, like, they're probably not gonna come up to you and be like, "I hated your set. I think you're awful." Like, they're probably just gonna not talk to you, and, like, and if they did, I'd be like, "Oh, okay." I'm
Well, I know part of me
okay.
would be I want to sit down and buy him a coffee and be like, please tell me.
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I want to know. This is interesting to me.
Yeah, like,
Maybe they
"What did
got
I
some good
do?"
points, but I
Like,
doubt it.
tell me why. Tell me why." "Oh, why?" Like, I mean and maybe not. Maybe I'd just be like, "Okay." A lot of the time, like, constructive criticism is wonderful, and I've gotten a lot of really good constructive criticism throughout. being a newer artist, well, newer playing out. I've had music out for a long time, but um yeah, being like a newer playing out artist, I've gotten a lot of great constructive criticism, like from very awesome people who are super kind and want me to do well. But if someone actively hates you, I've only ever had one person tell me that like I suck, and I didn't care because he was mad at me on the internet. So who cares? I'm like, all
What
right,
I always say, hate is still
continue
heat,
being a
and
transphobe. Like, I don't care
yeah,
if you like my
hey,
music. I don't
no,
care. If you're transphobic, don't listen to me. That's
no,
it.
fuck off.
Like, I don't care. I have a trans sibling, and I'm not like the most vocal about political things musically, but like I want people to know that. Like, if you are a transphobe, I don't want you listening to me. I don't care if you like my music. I don't care. And
And
also, it
now
was
I
just said as an insult because he saw that I like was a musician
yeah,
through my social media
they
page.
lash out
Like,
the easiest way they can.
yeah,
It's always the same. And now I
yeah.
like you even more. I gotta tell you, I like you even more.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
No,
That
I
brightens
don't
my day even
like
more.
just get out of here with that. Like, if you're like racist or homophobic or transphobic or sexist, like, I just don't, just get away from me.
We live in a rough
Like,
area,
just
and we live
don't.
in a rough area for that backwoods bullshit
Oh,
too.
yeah, and it's
So
like some people
I
do
feel it.
surprise me in, like, a good way, and then some people surprise me in a not so good way,
But
and
but
we are a true
honestly,
swing state, I will say.
honestly,
Very true swing state.
those are those ones that surprise you the negative way. When you look back, you're like, maybe that wasn't a surprise.
That's true. Every once in a while, I'm truly surprised, but sometimes it's like, "Oh,
Most of
yeah,
the time, it's like, thanks for verifying. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah." I just, like, and, I don't know, it's just you can have feelings about things and opinions, but I always say that the best way, because I mean, I've had like stupid opinions before. Like people grow, people change, and like I grew up um with like a conservative father and stuff. So like, we were taught things and I had to like kind of learn for myself, and that's my thing is that like you can have your feelings and your beliefs, but my challenge is always to people, well, do you know anybody like that? And if you know somebody like that, are you open to listening to their human experience? Because if you're not open, like, don't go find somebody like that because, like, you're just gonna argue with them. But if you are interested in just, like, bridging that gap to understanding, go find somebody and, like, understand that there might be some questions that you have that are inappropriate to ask, and they'll tell you as much, but don't take offense to that. Just listen. Like, finding people who aren't like you and forging a friendship or at least an acquaintanceship with them is probably the best way to bridge understanding. Like, one of my best friends is a little more conservative leaning, but we have really great conversations often, and we always are trying to bridge the gap to understanding one another. Um, and I think that that's particularly important right now. And I'm not saying that if somebody's actively calling for your head, so to speak, that you should become friends
Or,
with them. This is
or
specific.
literally.
Yes, literally. Yeah, in some cases, which is terrifying. But this is specifically for people who are on whatever side of whatever that are open to conversation and bridging the gap because that is so badly what we need right now. And yeah, I just like if you just like hate somebody for existing, I just can't. Like they didn't do anything to you. Nothing is like, especially like I just especially recently with like trans folk, it's like they're less than 1% of the population. Like, can we just be nice to each other? Respect people?
It's the golden rule is just treat people how you want to be treated. And if
Yeah.
you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. Like it blows my
Yes.
mind. Even non-political stuff I've never understood. Like I'll even just see like ads on social media, and you'll see in the comments someone like, "Oh, this is stupid." I've never understood like why it takes effort to write that. Not even the fact now it's in your algorithms. I
Yeah.
see it all the time.
And I've
But
had
even
my
like,
moments.
yeah,
I
like, I
will
mean,
say, I'll admit to
I,
that, but I was
yeah, but
younger.
like in general, like a movie or something, like people are like, well, this looks stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, why would you
Yeah.
even waste your time? I
And
don't get
now
it.
you're
Like,
gonna get advertised it way more because you commented in
yeah,
you
which I
commented
always
on
want.
it.
And when I see that, I
You're
usually
feeding the
try to
algorithm
engage. I'll
incorrectly.
try
Yeah.
to engage the people just so it does feed their algorithm, and then get them
Yes.
replying back is fun
Yeah. And
sometimes.
sometimes I'll be silly and cheeky and like make little funny comments. I know somebody was like talking about, I don't even remember, but like they were like talking about body image, and this guy sort of equated like fame to being like completely ripped or whatever, like that you do well, you do better if you like, do that. And he was like, Oreos will never taste as good as like this kind of body feels. And I'm like, man, like you can have fans and eat Oreos, man. I'm so sorry. Like, because he was trying to like talk crap to somebody else very rudely. I don't know these people, by the way. I just saw it and I was like, I'll be like a little cheeky and funny sometimes, but he's like, clearly you don't know what it's like to have a roaring crowd because it'll never taste as good as Oreos, and or like it'll or other way around. Oreos will never taste as good as like a crowd cheering for you. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm both and I eat Oreos. Like, I'm so sorry that you
I
haven't been eating
s-
Oreos because that shouldn't be the reason that people are cheering for you. Like,
I
if your
so
body is
hope
this or that,
I
like,
so hope this becomes your thing now. After this episode comes out, I so hope every time you have a show, someone brings you Oreos. It would
I love
make
that.
me the happiest
I would be
person on the
it would
planet.
make me
That
very
would be
happy.
so great. So you heard it. You heard it. Megan
Yeah.
J
I love
likes
Oreos.
Oreos
Hmm.
because you can have it both. You can have both. You can
Yeah.
have the roar of the crowd. You can have your damn Oreos.
Yeah, you can. And like, I mean, we could talk for hours about like diet culture, but
Oh,
I think it's like your music, being an artist, your body is the least interesting thing about you.
yeah. And if it's
Don't
not,
worry
then
about
that's
what you look like.
yeah. Because if it's the other way around, then it's just processed. It's the
Yeah.
Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah, and I just like I don't want people to be like, well, I can't do my music because I'm not happy with my body, and it's okay to want to change your body or be healthier or look a certain way as long as you're not like actively harming yourself, but like playing your music before like don't make that a restriction in order to play out. Like just just do it. People need your music. You don't even know who needs your music. And if you're stopping yourself because of how you look, that's not fair to yourself and all the connections that you could be making.
Yeah, and music is important, and it's more important now than ever. I
God, yeah.
saw the show I was at the other night. It was a record release party, and
Those are
for
so fun.
4 hours, nothing was going on outside that building.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt. I'm gonna get God, I'm gonna get teary eyed here. Like it's the first time in a long time that I didn't feel anything except what was going on in front of me. And music it gave me an entire new appreciation about just how important music is
Yes.
because
So
people need it.
important.
So don't stop yourself, no matter what. People need to hear it. Put it
Yes.
out there. I mean, it was like Warhol. I think said something about make art, and while they're deciding if it's good or not, make more.
I love that. Yeah. I don't know,
Something along
I
those
don't know if
lines.
I've
I'm
heard
not
that,
sure
but I do
who.
like that. It
It's. I
feels
mean,
sort of familiar, but I don't know.
all right.
But I like
So
it
what?
regardless.
So Megan, thanks again for coming on. So what do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got coming up?
So let's see. November 15th, I'll be at the records department, which is one of my favorite places. I had my record release party there, now that we're talking about record releases. And that was just actually exactly a year ago today. Fun fact.
Oh, that's awesome.
My first full-length album came out 1 year ago today. Um, it's called Controlled Burns, and I did my record release party. Because we're filming this, by the way, in September. So September
Yeah.
21st. But yeah, 2025. is 1 year with Controlled Burns, which has been really cool. And I did my record release party there, but I'm playing there again November 15th. And then I'm playing at another place in Woodstock, Illinois, because that's where the records department is. And I'm playing in Woodstock, Illinois, November 29th at Warp Core, which is like a really awesome place. They help people with addiction and homelessness. They're just like, they're fantastic. I really, really like them. Just a really great space that is dedicated to helping people. Um, and they throw shows, which is awesome. So they're like in the local music scene as well, which is just like particularly special. I've seen a lot of really great shows there. And then this is tentative as we speak right now, but I may be playing a show in Chicago and or Milwaukee, November 20th. I have to look at my calendar. I think it's the 20th and the 21st. It's still being put together, but it'll be with a lot of really cool artists. 21st and 22nd. Glad I looked. It'll be with a lot of really cool artists from all over, as far as I understand. It's not a festival per se, but we all did. I was on this cover album for Amigo the Devil. Amigo the Devil, if you guys are familiar with who he is, had a very tragic incident happened where his house burned down. And my friend Travis is friends with him and decided to put together a cover album where we all, like all these local artists, cover a song of his, and then we sell that, and then I think the sales are all done at this point, and they will be by the time this podcast comes out, I'm sure. But all the proceeds from the sales of these records are going to Amigo the Devil for his costs from his house burning down. So, that has been really, really cool to be a part of. I like benefit shows. I love benefit shows. I've played quite a few. I have one coming up in October, which might be a little too early, but might be past by the time this comes out. But October 11th, I have one. I love benefit shows. Like, if you have a benefit and you want me to play your benefit, let me know. If I agree with it, I will be there. And 90% of the time the benefit's for a person or like an organization that I agree with. So it's, hit me up. I love benefit shows. I don't need to get paid. Let me help. I love that.
Benefit
But
shows are a lot of fun. I've put on
yes,
quite a few charity events, and I go to as many as I
they're
can because
amazing.
it's always a good vibe. The people there are there be
Yes.
usually because they're good people, and it's a
Yes.
good crowd, and it's always a lot of fun. And
I
artists,
love
there's a
benefit
good way
shows.
of getting your name out there
Yeah.
is doing shows like that. I know
And
the
that's so
whole,
true. I don't care about that so much at benefit shows. I just love them. But that
yeah.
is true.
But it's a great way of getting out there, and
Yeah,
usually a
that
lot of
is true.
especially bigger benefit shows usually are put on they usually have, a booking agent. They have these people that do this for other companies or venues as well. And you start doing some of these. I know the whole nobody should, play for free thing, but if it's for a good cause, obviously that's
Yeah.
completely different. But they're usually, like I said, these are usually it's event runners, or you've got even venue owners that are still they still book when they're not doing charity events. And
Yeah,
it's good to, show the kind of
that's true.
person you are and get your name out there as well. And
Yeah.
now you've got your foot in the door and you're in their Rolodex. Oh,
Yeah.
there's an aged one. Sorry, you're in their contacts. Holy crap.
No, I like Rolodex. I know what a Rolodex is. I was born in the 90s. Okay. I know what a Rolodex is. I think my mom had one. So, but so the 21st and the 22nd, I don't know for sure. Like, we're still kind of working together the details at this point right here in September. But we talked about just like, because we're like, all these people are meeting each other via this messenger chat, and we're going to be on this album together. So we were like, let's do a show together. So hopefully we're doing a show. And I'm sure it'll be like shorter sets because there are a lot of people, but it's fine. Like, I don't mind. I'll play 15-minute set. I don't care.
That's cool. I can't wait to hear more information about that when it comes out. That'll be
I'm
cool.
so excited.
All right. All right. Well, that's about all the time we've got for today. Megan J, again, I want to say thank you. It was great having you on. I've been looking forward to this
Yeah.
for a while.
Me
I'm so
too.
glad I stumbled across you at the Evansville Underground Music that day with Danny Attack.
Me too.
I've actually got the signed poster in my lounge in the other
Oh,
room.
yay.
I've actually
That
got the
makes me
signed poster.
happy.
But so thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'll have to check back after all this stuff that you got coming up and see how it went.
Yes, please. Thank you for having me, and huge shout out to EUM for connecting us, honestly. I love EUM. They don't ever have a bad artist, ever. Like,
No,
wow.
no, and they're
Anytime I've
another
seen a
one.
show there.
They're a good litmus test. If they have the band on there, you know it's probably a good band and they're good people.
Yeah, I got
So
to play
it's I
there with Noble Hobo, like, not that long ago, and wow. Like,
yeah,
I mean, just every time I go, it's like,
it's always a
genuinely
good
just
time.
wow. Yeah, it is.
Well, and again, that's why you were picked though as well because you're a good person. You'd
Thank
fit the same vibe as the community that Joe's built there. So,
you. Yeah. You just gotta,
all right.
be nice to each other. Even
Yes,
sometimes I struggle, but, I'm trying. I think everybody's trying.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, Mega J, thanks for coming on. Everybody, thank you for watching. Remember, please like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Comment, give me some feedback. I want to know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, preferably right, but I got to hear the other stuff too. So, again, Megan, thanks for coming on. Everybody, thanks for
Thank
watching. And
you.
please just have fun and be nice to each other. Otherwise, what's
Yes.
the point?
Yeah. Love is the point, and that's it.
We'll see you.
Bye.